If you are new to the Spectra pump and feeling completely confused by the cycle and vacuum settings, you are definitely not alone. When you first turn on your pump, you see numbers like 38, LO1, and it's not always really obvious what these mean or what combination you should actually be using. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what these Spectra settings mean, how cycle and vacuum work together, and how to find the pumping rhythm that works best for your body. And just as a quick note, everything in this video applies to both the Spectra 1, which is this blue version of the Spectra, and the Spectra 2, which is the pink version. They have the same settings. Okay, so one thing that makes the Spectra pumps super popular is that they give you a lot more control over your pumping rhythm. Instead of just being able to adjust the vacuum or your suction strength like most pumps, Spectra lets you adjust your speed cycle as well. And now once you understand what each of these does, it becomes really easy to then customize your pump to suit your needs. So let's start with the cycle and what that actually means. Now the cycle here refers to how fast your pump pulls and releases each minute. So essentially it's the speed of your pumping rhythm. It can be super fast or it can be nice and slow. On the Spectra S1 and the S2, you have one option in your massage or stimulation mode, and that is 70 cycles per minute. When you switch over to your expression, there are 5 different cycle levels. You have 38, 42, 46, 50, and 54 cycles per minute. Now, just to give you an example and make it clear, at 54, this means that your pump is pulling and releasing 54 times per minute. At the 38, you have a slower, deeper pull because it's only pulling 38 times per minute. So the higher you go up with your cycles, the faster that pull is going to be. Slower, you go the lowest option. Now, just on the cycle, you may hear some people go, well, I don't have these cycle numbers. I've got C1, C2. They are equivalent to these cycles. They've just got a different label. So C1 is your lowest, slowest speed cycle, and that is the 38. And it goes up. So C2 is your 42 cycles per minute. C3 is your 46. C4 is your 50, all the way up to C5, which is equivalent to your 54 cycles per minute. Okay, so what does this vacuum suction actually mean? Now, this essentially is how strong your suction is. So if cycle here controls the speed of the rhythm, the vacuum is how strong each of these pulls is. So the goal when we are pumping is to find the highest vacuum level here that is still comfortable. Now, still comfortable is the key because pumping should never be painful. If the suction becomes uncomfortable or painful, it usually means that you have this vacuum here too high. So lower it down. On a side note, could also mean that you have the wrong flange size. So that is also something to investigate if you've lowered your vacuum level and still having pain or discomfort. Okay, so understanding these two modes. Basically, we have the two options because it's designed to mimic how the baby feeds. When your baby first latches on, they usually start with fast, light suctions to stimulate your milk flow. And then once your milk begins, they switch over to these deeper, slower suctions to remove your breast milk. Now with your pump, you have this middle button here, and this is to switch between these two modes. So if we go on your stimulation or massage mode, it's indicated by these three wiggly lines. You'll see that it only has the one cycle option. That is 70. Now this is the fast suctions for initiating your letdown, as your baby would do if breastfeeding. And then we can hit the button and it takes us back to your expression mode. And these are the longer drawn out suctions for drawing out your breast milk. Within the expression mode, you do have the option to adjust your cycles. So as I said, you can have it faster with the 54 cycles per minute all the way down to the slower, deeper suction patterns with the 38. So simple, step by step. If you are not sure where to start, here is my simple pumping pattern that many mums use with the Spectra. You are going to want to start in the massage or a stimulation mode, as it's often called. Keep this vacuum fairly gentle, around a 2 or a 3. The goal here is to actually trigger your letdown. So we want to be able to have it comfortable at a lower setting, but we want the milk to start flowing. Now, generally this takes 1 to 2 minutes until you start seeing the milk spraying or dripping into the bottles. Once you see that, we can then swap over to the expression mode. Now, you're going to want to here choose a cycle around the 46 or 50, so that's a C3, C4, as this creates a comfortable medium rhythm for many mums. Then slowly increase this vacuum one step at a time until the suction feels strong but still comfortable. Do not go straight up to the level 9. You can hear it here how much stronger that is pulling. You do not want to start with that and rip your nipple off. So we are going to want to increase this slowly till you find a spot that feels comfortable. At this point, you should start to see the milk flow steadily while your pump is running. Now, once your milk is flowing, this is where you can start adjusting the strength and the cycle settings to find the rhythm that best works for you and your body. For example, you might start at a 50 cycle for 1 or 2 minutes and just see how your milk flows. Then you might want to go to a slower cycle, say a 46 or even down to a 42, and see how your milk flows. Is there any difference? Do you find with the slower cycles that you're pulling out more milk, or does your milk actually slow down? So you can have a look by just adjusting these cycles to see how your body responds. Now the key here is to just make small adjustments and then watch to see your milk flow changes. Now, triggering multiple letdowns. So one thing many mums don't realize is that you can actually trigger multiple letdowns during your pumping session. Just because you switch over to the expression mode does not mean that you need to stay in this for your whole pumping session. If your milk starts to slow down after several minutes, switch back to this massage mode for about 30 to 60 seconds and see what happens. A lot of the time, this faster rhythm can stimulate another letdown, which will then get your milk to begin flowing again, and then you can switch back to your expression mode. Some mums find even 5 minutes on the massage mode and then switch back to 5 minutes on the expression mode work. The key is to do small changes, see how your body responds. Unfortunately, it is not a one size fits all when it comes to pumping rhythms and cycles. It's about testing what works best for you and your body. But if you found that these Spectra settings initially felt confusing, just remember this simple rule that the cycle, this controls the speed. How fast, how many times are you cycling per minute? And then the vacuum, this controls the strength. So how strong those suctions are going to feel. Once you understand these two things, it really does become that bit easier to adjust your pump and then find a rhythm that works best for you. Now, if you are new to the Spectras and you want a full step-by-step walkthrough on how to assemble and use your Spectra pump, I also have a complete Spectra guide that you can watch next. I hope this video has helped. If it has, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. Cheers.